One day they're 5 years old. They follow you into the bathroom to tell you about a squirrel. You can't even pee alone. Blink, they're 15. You ask how school was. Fine. You ask again. They pick up their phone. Blink, they're 23. Your name lights up their screen. They watch it ring out. You tell yourself they're busy. Adults get busy. But you feel it. Something closed. Something that used to be open just isn't anymore. Here's the part nobody says out loud. That distance wasn't an accident. It was built. Slowly, one small moment at a time. And somewhere in this video is the exact moment your kid decided you weren't safe to call anymore. 9 patterns. Most parents don't see them until the quiet is already permanent. But if you can name them, you can reverse them. Even now. Mistake 1. Love with fine print. Let me start with the one that hides best, because it sounds exactly like love. You're proud of them when they bring home good grades. You'll support them, just not that decision. You love them, just maybe rethink that haircut. You're not trying to wound them, you're guiding. That's the job. From their side, every single one of those sounds like, my love for you has terms. So they learn which version of themselves you accept, and they quietly bury the rest. By their 20s, you still get them, but you get the curated version, the holiday-safe, group chat-appropriate version, the one that won't start anything. The real one? That lives somewhere else, with friends, a partner, in a journal at 2 a.m. You wonder why they seem distant. They're not distant. They're protected. One sentence does more repair than most parents expect. Just say it out loud. You don't have to live life like me for me to love you. I want the real version, even when it's uncomfortable. Mistake 2. The switch nobody saw. Now I need to tell you about a moment, a small one you probably don't even remember. Your kid does. There was a day, maybe a drive home, maybe a dinner, maybe a random Tuesday afternoon, when they told you something that actually mattered to them, and something went wrong. Maybe you laughed at the wrong beat, said, "You're so dramatic," minimized it, moved on. Nothing violent, nothing you'd call a fight. Inside their brain, a switch flipped. They didn't announce it, didn't even fully know it themselves, but you moved, quietly, permanently, from person I can be honest with to person I keep it light with. Light becomes surface. Surface becomes holidays. Holidays eventually become a text on their birthday. From your side, it feels sudden. We used to be so close. What happened? From their side, it wasn't sudden at all. It was 1,000 small tests, and one final one where nothing changed. Right now, about a quarter of young adults are estranged from their fathers, 6% from their mothers. When researchers ask parents why, most say, someone turned them against me. When they ask the adult children, emotional pressure, impossible expectations, conflicts that were never once addressed. Same estrangement, 2 completely different stories. That gap is the whole problem. Those 2 are the ones that do the most visible damage, but there's a whole layer underneath, patterns that feel like good parenting while they're happening. That's what makes them dangerous. Mistake 3, the performance review. Your kid comes home. They haven't even dropped their bag. How are your grades? Did you turn that in? What's the plan for summer? You're being involved. You care. From their side, every homecoming feels like an HR meeting they didn't schedule. Research shows that when kids grow up feeling primarily evaluated instead of known, they lose internal motivation. They do things because they have to. They start organizing their whole relationship with you around what they can report. Teen years, short answers, closed doors. Adult years, they only reach out when things are going well. When life gets messy, they handle it without you, because calling you has always meant answering for yourself. The fix is one question. Swap "how are your grades" for What's been interesting to you lately? You'll barely recognize what follows. Mistake 4. Making them your therapist. Some of us raise our kids like tiny therapists without ever intending to. We vent about the other parent, about money, about how exhausted we are, how unappreciated we think we're being, real building closeness. Their 13-year-old brain hears one thing. You are responsible for how I feel. There's a name for this: parentification. When kids manage their parents' emotional state instead of the other way around, long-term effects: anxiety, depression, relationship problems that follow them into adulthood, and a specific kind of phone avoidance that has nothing to do with love. They don't stop calling because they don't care. They stop because every call has always felt like clocking in to an emotional shift they didn't sign up for. You're allowed to be human. Share that things are hard. But there's a gap between sharing and loading. Loading: I'm completely alone and nobody ever helps me. Sharing: it's been a rough stretch. I'm working through it. How are you doing? One builds connection, the other assigns a role.